it's a blind bend. You can go for it.
The adventurous driver. Yeah, so here we are again, a trouble in the dawn. Hi Terence and Beth. What is your first impression, Terence, for the first time coming here in the Philippines?
Oh, we'd have to talk about that. Don't expect me to do a monologue on that. What?
What's your first impression?
What was your first impression of being with a foreigner? What's the difference between that and associating with a Filipino?
Nosebleed. The language barrier. You know, at the same time, I think with a foreigner, I think with you, you know, the communications, you want to talk, and sometimes I want to sleep the way you talk. Right? So it's communication barrier.
Explain that a little bit more.
Like for example, you want to talk something that I cannot understand, but I still need to force myself to listen you. Alright?
Well, honey, you don't listen, do you?
I listen. So that's the impression. So I think mostly the foreigner, when they come to the Philippines, their first impression is it's white beach, you know, it's nice place, which is true. Hospitable people, you know, which is we are Filipinos are hospitality, you know, open arms, you know. But the thing that you need to consider when you come to the Philippines is not just, if you want to experience the real Philippines, go to some provinces, not just on the beach, you know. Go to the province, go to the places that it's really telling you the real Philippines, which is, you know,
and
the culture.
Why do you think? So in other words, it's a false impression if you go to somewhere like Boracay,
Yeah,
which is wonderful place, and it's all geared up to serve foreigners, be they American, British, Korean, whatever. Oh, it's our chance to get past this thing.
Yes.
So in other words, you're meeting Filipinos as servants, because all the Filipinos that you meet are all people who are there to pump gas, bring your food to the table. They're not free thinking. They're not free thinking, independent Filipinos running their own businesses and creating and doing stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why you're saying that you need to go
To some places, going to the
You
province.
need to go to the province.
Because, for example, on my first impression, when we went to Thailand, we are been in Bangkok, right? We stayed in Bangkok, and when we went there, I said, "Wow, it's the tallest building." You know, the McDonald's, Jollibee, they have Wi-Fi automatically. When you went there, you know, when you went there, buying and have the receipt, there's a password. Automatically, there's the password there on the receipt. You know, I said, "Wow, amazing." You know, going to some temples, it's very nice.
What do you mean that's a password?
There's a password
For what?
for the Wi-Fi.
Well, explain that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it sounds like the password to, I don't know.
I said that, you know, when you're going to Bangkok, this is another difference here in the Philippines, in the Bangkok. When you buy there, you know, and there's a receipt, automatically they got the password for your Wi-Fi, and you can connect
Wi-Fi.
it. You know, and it's not here yet applied.
You missed that little bit.
You know, so now that's the first day, right? We've been staying in a hotel there, and it's very nice. You know, we were in, I don't know, 4th floor or 5th floor, and it's tallest building. You know, so we're roaming around in the city. The next day we went to the mountain. You know, we went to the elephant, and it's quite 1.5 hours travel, and that's where I just realized the Philippines and Thailand is just kind of Thailand and Philippines. You know, you got me?
People can't see what you did with your hand there, Dan.
In other words, Thailand first, and then Philippines next, right?
In other words, you're saying Thailand is at a higher level of development,
than Philippines, you know,
and yet English is not
their first
is not
language.
so well spoken,
Yeah.
is it? As
Yes.
it is in the Philippines. In the Philippines, almost everyone can speak some English.
Although it's broken English,
Yes.
you know.
That's why I say some English.
And the first thing that I noticed when we were in Thailand, you know, people is having their car, their pickup truck full of banana. You know, so in other words, they are more their livelihood there when it comes to their farming, fishing, when it comes to banana plantation, all those, the owners or the one that will have their harvest, put it in pickup like Toyota or Hilux, you know. And I said to Terence, wow, imagine that in the Philippines, it's a multi-cup. You know, it's a multi-cup that is picking up all those bananas that is they're harvesting, you know, or the crops that they are harvesting, put it in the tricycle, you know. But here,
So in other words, it's smaller.
you know, here in Thailand, it's an upgrade. It's a brand new truck with those harvested mango, you know. And
Right.
that's what I amazed when we were, because we went to the
I didn't particularly notice that.
when we went to the province of Thailand, you know. And at the same time, they are their agriculture, you know, they got, it's quiet, what do you call that, darling? It's quiet, arranged,
You think they're more organized?
or more organized, because for example, there's a banana there, it's all banana, whereas here it's banana there, there's a small banana there, you know.
Right,
There's a,
small.
you know,
So they're small-time farmers.
yeah, but there it's look like, the way I understand, which I'm not sure if I'm correct, the way I understand is when you are a farmer there, you're a big, you know, you're a big man, you're a big thing, right?
So those people who
Yeah.
own land for whatever reason,
Yes.
or farm.
They're cultivating it.
So you
You
need naturally own the land,
Yeah, to
as
cultivate.
long as you're cultivating it for a living.
Whereas you know, whereas here somebody commenting us and saying there's a lot of mountains there. Why is it you didn't plant, you know, trees or any crops? How could we plant? It's not ours, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's
You know.
what government owned.
So that's my first impression. But as I says, you know,
Is it government owned?
no, it's different. It's individual owned. There's an owner
It's
there.
privately owned.
Yeah, privately owned. So that's what, you know, that's what I'm you know, my impression. But whatever your impression is, if it's not what you expect, then don't be sad, you know, live with it and make it the best of it.
You mean don't try and
Yeah.
change it or complain? That was one of the things that I noticed when I first came, is that in searching for knowledge through other people's experience, I went online, went on YouTube, and I looked at the various channels that were run by expats, and it seemed very negative to me, that the impressions and the experiences were all based on making complaints. And it was, in my view, it was so negative that I actually I made a conscious effort, decision not to look at those sites, and I stopped looking at those sites, and it was like stopping reading newspapers. They always say if you want to feel better about your life or about life in general, stop reading the newspapers. That applies even more nowadays. So that was my
Impression.
my other impression was about what was happening with the people that were here, and they're failing to adjust and, as you say, embrace the culture. That's what you really need to do, and it's very difficult for a foreigner.
Yeah, so have a great day. I only have 1% on my battery.